Roumi, welcome to the Rice Pudding Project.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I really appreciate it.
It was nice to meet you.
Finally.
Yeah, cool.
We finally made it. It took us how long? A month?
No, it's been more than a month. Because
Really?
once we said it, then it got delayed, and then it got delayed,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
there
yeah.
was a little bit of food poisoning from my side,
Yeah.
and then...
You recently traveled.
I
right?
recently traveled.
Yeah.
You traveled as well?
No, I
Okay.
was here.
All right, so Tarek, you are originally Tarek Roumi,
Yes,
like
sir.
I was saying just before off camera. Great Persian name.
Yeah.
Wonderful poet Rumi was.
A lot of people think I'm Persian, and a lot of people ask me if I'm related to Rumi. Yeah, the poet. And I was just like...
They know this guy was 500
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I was just like... I get it all the time.
Oh, people ask me, that I take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
because
obviously.
I don't get those kind of comparisons.
I've had times where I've said, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm
People
not gonna
just
lie.
ask me like if I work at KFC and like Pizza Hut and stuff. So yeah. So okay, I'm gonna dive right into it because I'm quite intrigued. You're a young guy compared to me, right?
Okay.
Just compared to me. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
I don't wanna, it's rude to ask how old people are.
You can ask. It's
Okay,
fine.
how old are you?
33.
Okay, that's impressive because you have, and I'm probably gonna miss things out, but it's all around food, right? So you got
Yeah.
Rascals, your amazing sandwich place.
Yes.
Okay, and I always call it Little Rascals because it reminds me of the TV, the film back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's not Little Rascals, but it's Rascals. You got Matter Nutrition,
Yep.
which is the foods, which I was on a few years back. And
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea you had anything to do with it.
No way.
Yeah, because it's like, and I remember because it's got like Matter Nutrition and it's like XYZ.
Yeah.
You can do all the macros
Crazy.
and things like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then you have the cheese brand. I want to say cheese brand, sorry.
Cheese board, yeah.
Cheese board.
Yeah. Charcuterie boards, grazing company.
They're like all different. They're food, yes, but
Yeah.
they don't really like coexist. Like they're like in different
They're very
places.
different fields.
Yeah. So I missed one out because I didn't do my research.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries.
Moonrise.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Moonrise. What's a 12C restaurant?
It's 12-seat restaurant.
Oh, it's a 12-seater restaurant.
Yeah.
Only 12 seats.
Only 12 seats.
Okay.
Fine dining,
Yeah.
chef's table. So you have 12 to 14 courses that they're more bites, right? That my business partner and chef, he decides everything.
Your business partner is the chef.
Is the chef, yeah.
Okay.
And he decides what you're gonna eat. And you cannot come in if you have allergies. You cannot come in,
If you're vegan?
Yeah, if you're vegan, you can't come in.
Nothing against vegans.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong.
I was a vegan for a while.
But yeah, you can't. And you pay in advance, and then you show up. No such thing as like I'm booking and I'm coming.
But like, can me and my wife and I come, and then 12 other people are there, or we have to be
10
a group
other
of
people. No, 10 other people.
So it's fine. Like we can do two.
Yeah,
two,
you can do two.
Oh,
You can
okay.
do one. A lot of people do one. Very
And
random.
it's just whatever the chef decides.
Yeah. Usually it's the same menu.
Okay.
Every 3 months he changes it, but sometimes he changes some things.
Do we get to see the menu beforehand, or no? We just go.
I
there?
mean, there's like a sample menu
okay.
on the website. Yeah.
And is it paired with alcohol?
Yeah.
and things
There's
like
alcohol pairings.
That's
We
amazing.
were the first restaurant to get a alcohol license not in a hotel. So
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay. All right.
We broke
I
the
would
rules.
love to try it. Like, and is it like every night, or do you have it? Is it set?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
5 days a week. So
I'm gonna book this for. We have
it's a
to
great
delay-
anniversary.
I was going to say
Yeah.
my anniversary is soon, so I need to delay this. I'm going to have to delay this episode release until after my anniversary, so that my wife doesn't know doesn't find that a surprise. But no shit, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, let me know.
All
I'll
right.
support it.
I didn't know about Moonrise, so I
it's
should
okay.
know my
It's
thing.
okay. I'm not a very loud guy, I guess. So people
Yeah,
don't
so
really
you don't
know.
really show off about the stuff. Like you don't
There's no
really,
need.
yeah. And but that's almost a bad thing because people are in your face and they're showing off like, hey, look what I have, look what I have. But your companies do well, so your
Alhamdulillah.
marketing and your partners are doing well without you promoting.
Alhamdulillah. I'm always been in the back.
I love cheese.
Really?
I'm a huge cheesy.
Let's send you a cheese board.
No, I'm not doing it for that.
No, but let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. But sure.
But sure, if you're gonna twist the arm, but because I grew up my dad was like cheese that never. My dad was of the mindset that cheese never goes bad. It just gets better with time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, dude, there's some mold on that. He's like, no, this is good cheese now. This cheese now became, whoa. You
The
see the
flavor
smell?
gets better.
I'm like, there's like penicillin here. And he's like, no, it's amazing.
To be fair, a lot of them do get better as they get older.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does go bad.
So tell me about how does that work? The cheese board, the cheese.
Okay, so context.
Okay.
Everything except for matter, I have even with Matter, I have partners.
Okay.
And a lot of the times, I'm not the lead on the project.
Okay.
As I play supporting role, back end, whatever I can help
Okay.
with it or facilitate.
Okay.
Yellow Block was a company, and then basically we partnered and invested in her,
Okay.
and we supported her with her operations because she wanted to grow.
Are you referring to her as in the woman who
runs the cheese
Oh, okay, not
board.
as in the company as
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Like it's not your boat. Like when they refer to boats as
It's not a female
Oh, okay.
as a company.
Okay, because I like that kind of analogy.
I
That's
mean,
interesting.
it is a
You know?
more feminine brand,
Okay.
but and we were actually talking about this like last week or 2 weeks ago. How
Yeah.
do we not be as cute as a brand?
That's a
Because
bad thing.
there's cute and there's sophistication, you know.
Okay.
And cheese has this association with sophistication, but you know, it's all over, whatever, you know.
It does when
Yeah.
you're pairing it with wine, but when you
Yeah.
have like a cheese toasty or
Oh
Philly
yeah,
cheese, then
yeah,
it's
that's
like it's
true.
got
That's
this.
true.
It's got its different.
That's true. Fun fact: we have a cheese toasty at Moonrise. You know, but it's a fine dining cheese toasty.
I'm in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. It's cheese toasty.
So it's really grilled
so
cheese.
It's one of those things like mac and cheese. I don't care.
Oh, it's
Like
the
you can.
best.
It does.
It's the
You
best.
can't do anything wrong with. Like it could
100%.
be this, that, whatever.
100%.
Um.
I love food.
Yeah. No, I just know.
just,
Like, if I'm at somewhere with my wife, and she sees mac and cheese on the menu, she knows I'm getting it. It could have brisket. It could have lobster. It could
Khalas, it's
whatever.
just mac and
it's
cheese.
like I'm like it's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Fair.
have a main course, a steak. I still want the mac and cheese.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
you
enough.
know,
I
it's a
love that.
standard thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it.
She
love
knows.
it.
You know, she's like, okay.
I love it.
All right. So how does the cheese like? There's a restaurant.
No,
There's a
you
shop?
just order online.
Or online. That's
Yeah,
it.
and or
Okay.
you do grazes. So you can like if you have a party you want to host,
Yeah.
we design them and we design like a table, and we have all the different kinds of cheeses that we serve.
Okay.
And it's usually for like minimum 12 people, but she's been doing like big events recently.
Okay.
And she's worked with art galleries and done quite a bit.
And do you do like tastings as well, like open?
Yeah. Like in the kitchen, we ate a lot of food, you know. So we're always eating food. That's why I need to work out.
What type of cheese? What are we talking? Like English? Arabic,
Primarily, everything's sourced from Amsterdam,
okay.
from
So
Holland.
Edam
Yeah.
and Emmental.
Yes, but more specific. I wouldn't like those are much more
Don't say commercial. I was trying to show off that.
available.
Cheese names.
Available.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheese expert, so I'm gonna pretend. I'm not gonna even pretend like I know exactly what we have.
Okay.
But I know that we have like truffled Gouda.
Oh.
We have different kinds of bries. And yeah, she does a lot of random cheeses that taste very good.
Okay.
Blue cheese as well. We have different goat cheeses as well. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm just thinking, do you have burrata and mozzarella? Because I love mozzarella.
we don't have either.
No?
We don't use either actually.
Because it's Italian, or just because it's not from the region, or
No, it's. I think because the whole idea is about the plating.
yeah, you
So
can't plate that.
Yeah,
and it
it's
never looks
not,
good
It's not great. So
at all.
yeah.
Okay, so you got that one, which is I love, like I said, I love
Yeah.
cheese. And then you have. So which one's Matter started first, right?
Yeah, Matter was the first concept that I had, but I started. Matter was a byproduct of me needing to
'Cause you're training.
change. Yeah, I train, but
Yeah.
no, because I actually had a sandwich shop 7 years ago.
Okay. Here?
Yeah, so my first business was a sandwich shop,
And you closed it.
and then I had to evolve the business.
Okay.
Because we were doing okay,
Okay.
but I've always wanted to do like multiple concepts. I was always like, I don't want to just do one thing. I want to do different things. I want to like, I don't care about building one brand to be the best of the best. I want to enjoy my life, and I want to explore, and I want to try new things, and I want to learn new things from different businesses. And I happen to be right now in food.
What was your sandwich shop called?
It's called B09. It was the shop number in JLT.
Okay.
And basically, in the front it was sandwich shop. In the back, it was the start of our meal plan.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Within a year, fortunately / unfortunately, the meal plan business grew significantly. So we had to close the sandwich shop and turn the whole shop into a kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, until we built our own facility in Alcos.
Right. You have your own facility where you.
Yeah. Our own
Yeah, you must
kitchen.
because you have the macros and
It's a whole operations.
Okay.
You know.
Because I've done a various over a period of like 15 years here. I've done a bunch of different food plans. I'm not going to name and shame or anything like that, but some were good, some were interesting, some I didn't feel were, but like a lot of them would just be like, here's a like, 200 calories. It's a bread roll and there's a slice of cheese. Like there was like no.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I understand why there's no calories there, because there's no flavor.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I liked about it mattered. Like you had whole variety and you could choose your macros and meals and things. Yeah.
I think that's the real differentiator for us, but also it's kind of like solving my problem, right? Of I love food. I don't want to be bored. I lived in the UK, and in the UK,
Whereabouts are you in the UK?
London and Oxford.
Oh, you're fancy.
Yeah.
You studied in Oxford?
Nah, at Brooks.
Oh, Brooks.
Yeah,
okay.
Brooks,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's a step
So,
down.
yeah,
It's not,
yeah, not that fancy.
Not that. It's
You
like
know?
Armani Exchange, not Armani.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
I
It's
get it.
Armani
Okay.
Exchange.
Yeah. It's still good. It's still
It was,
Oxford.
yeah, it was still a
Yeah.
great school, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed living in Oxford. It was
Okay.
very calm.
All right.
That's
Because
the
London
biggest
is where I'm
difference.
from.
Whereabouts?
I'm from West London.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like Notting Hill, Ladbroke Grove kind of area.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
sick.
Where did
Notting
you?
Hill's fancy.
It's fancy now.
No.
But it's
Okay,
gentrified.
fine. Yeah, it got
Like Notting Hill
gentrified
Carnival
heavily.
was not as fancy as and cool as it is.
True,
I mean, it was always
true.
cool. It wasn't as safe as it is now.
Yeah, fair,
Yeah,
fair,
yeah.
fair.
Where
I
did
lived
you-
in Fulham.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like
so,
Fulham Broadway areas and stuff.
yeah, so I'm not gonna say where I lived, because then you're gonna judge me.
Oh, if you tell me the Boltons, I'm gonna know you're like, that's gonna be crazy.
Do
No,
you
it's
know?
okay. I know it very well, Fulham, because I used to go to the Goat in the Boots and the Fulham Road and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah, on
okay,
the King's
fine,
Road.
fine, fair.
Yeah. Actually, there used to be a long time ago a bar on Fulham New King's Road called
Okay.
Roumie.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Before I was there, probably.
This was
Yeah.
like 2002.
Okay. No, I got there 2008.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I got there 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
love
so
London.
you had the food, and it was based on like not
Yeah,
really-
I used to walk around and used to be able to buy from Tesco's, Co-op, Sainsbury's, Marks and
Yeah.
Spencer's,
Variety.
healthy meals.
Yeah.
And
Boots
they
even.
always, they changed every week or every month, right? And at that point, I kind of knew I wanted to be in food, but I also wanted to be in fitness. So I just made that decision when I came back here. I was doing my master's here. I wanted to do something within both. The opportunity came for the sandwich shop, but the plan was to have the meal plan. And I was very passionate about it, so I think that's really the longevity aspect of it.
What did you study?
Business management, sports management, and nutrition.
Okay, so it's all
Yeah.
been around.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then it's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like I studied
No,
finance and I
no,
became
no,
a singer.
no.
Like you
No,
you actually
Yeah,
it was all geared
I've always
towards
wanted
that.
to do that.
Oh,
I've
okay.
always wanted, like from when I was 17.
All right, and what's like fitness? What does fitness look like for you? Like what?
Now,
Yeah, are you a paddle guy?
happiness, man.
Huh?
Now it's happiness.
Well, fitness is happiness?
Yeah, like
But,
now
like,
it's
what-
like I strength train,
Okay.
which is always in a meditative state, very calm training.
Okay.
Get stronger simply.
Mhm.
I play paddle. I play football.
Okay.
And I swim. So
nice.
yeah, so.
Okay.
And the goal is improve slightly every
Okay.
single month or every single year. Don't be crazy about it.
Yeah.
In 40 years and 30 years, I'll still be healthy. My dad is like that, so
Okay.
I learned that from him. He's almost 80 and
80.
almost 80,
Okay.
and he literally trains every single day. Goes on the beach and paddle boards for like 2 hours. He has his own kayak.
That's a
every
standing up
Sunday.
thing, right?
Yeah. He has the
That's
standing up thing, and he has the kayak where he takes our 2 dogs every single Sunday, paddles for 4 hours, takes them either to the
4
beach,
hours.
either to the desert or either to the mountains, and goes hiking with them when the weather's good. He's just been doing this for such a long time
Yeah.
that he's still healthy. And I look at that and I'm like, that's what health is. I don't need to be huge, jacked. I don't need to be shredded, because I've tried both. I don't need to be super strong. I just need to be able to live happily and, have a good life.
Okay, so it sounds like you're one of your role models.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
Like
yeah.
growing up, this is the guy.
Yeah, he was also very entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
so that kind of helped.
What does he do, or did he do? Because I'm assuming he's retired now.
No, he still works. That's the thing. He's done a lot, but his first ever personal venture was a taco shop. actually. Yeah, in Kuwait. It was
In
the first
Kuwait?
First Mexican restaurant in the Middle East. You know, and
Okay.
he opened it in Kuwait. And long story short, he sold his shares. 2 days after he sold his shares,
No, don't tell me they attacked.
yeah,
Oh, and he
yeah, that
left?
place got bombed. You know, yeah. The Mexican restaurant got bombed and ceased to exist. So it was a crazy, crazy story.
Okay.
Um, but now he works in cleaning, like environmental cleaning
Okay.
and slaughterhouses. Slaughterhouses, yeah. I have no idea. He's an architect.
He's an
Yeah, he's an
architect.
architect, and then he's the one that studied this and did that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
my dad's an architect.
Okay.
All due respect to architects, because they, especially then, they, like years ago, they went through a lot of, it's very, very
Yeah.
hard work, and the drawing and those boards. It's the most useless job
Yeah.
because
I have too many architect friends. I
yeah,
can't say
because
that.
if I can say that. And my dad's an architect. I'm being honest about it. Like, you know, I'm gonna get smacked, but I have a rationale about it. If you do your job right, that house, that building should never, in our lifetime and lifetimes to come, should never come down. And there's only so much amount of space.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? And invariably, most architects end up being having to do interior design. And
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think architects
just go
have
study that in the
this-
first place, and and save yourself
True,
3-4 years of study.
The cool thing about architects, to be fair,
Uh-huh.
is they're very, very, very multidimensional. So an architect can be an interior designer, a graphic designer, spatial design, even experiential design, right? Because that's part of architecture.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
on the flip end, none of those can be an architect.
I know, but they don't need to because there's so many architects
Yeah.
already.
Fair.
There's always,
Yeah.
you know.
No, fair enough.
And it was for me. I think it was so much cooler when I used to see them on the draftsman
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
That like I to the point I loved that thing. And I was never allowed to touch it because it had like, you know, the ruler that moves with the wire and things like that.
I know.
And my dad was like, "Don't," because I was just like always like trying to, you know, play
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah.
Like my wedding present for my wife was a draftsman, old school
No
draftsman's
way.
table.
Is she an architect?
No, she's a
okay.
personal trainer.
Okay.
But she knew how much I wanted it, and she saw one, and it's a big, chunky wooden one. And I got it. And Tarek, let me tell you something. I love that thing. It's the single most pointless, useless piece of furniture I have in the house.
But you love it.
I love it, but I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
use it. You can't put a laptop on it
No,
because
you
you're
can't. It's a very, very weird angle.
and you can't you know, you're sitting, but you have to sit on a high. You can't sit and just write and things
I
like
know.
that. So it's like this the whole time. I'm like, oh man, what a waste. But it looks amazing.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, but so now it's in storage.
Oh.
Yeah, now I have a standing desk.
Okay, fair,
you know,
fair,
it's,
fair.
you know,
Health.
exactly,
Health.
exactly.
You've been
it.
on your fitness journey.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, my fitness journey up and down, but yeah, the last 2 years I really took it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was fit always as a child.
Yeah.
And I played competitive sports. Like I tried to be a football player, goalkeeper,
Sick.
and then like semi-professional in England. Broke my hand, stopped. Went to America, discovered there's something called alcohol. Put on loads of weight, became morbidly obese. Became, you know, lost loads of weight. Got married. No, got married. Then lost loads of weight. All this kind of stuff, and then.
I mean, it's
yo-yo
good
and
that
stuff
your
like
partner is there to hold you accountable as well.
Yeah, it's different when you're it's tough on the partner because there's only so much you do that every day. You don't want to come back. And
Yeah.
You know what I
Fair,
mean?
fair,
You don't
fair,
have to
fair.
come back and live with it. Like you already every day you're seeing clients that are not losing weight
Fair.
or are losing weight, or you don't want to come back and be like, okay, hubby, now you need to watch your calories here.
Yeah.
You need to, like, she was my personal trainer before we got married, and I think she's only fired one client in her life, and it was
You.
me. Yeah. She's like, I'm done with you. Like, I'm not gonna.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
like on that note, I agree with her completely. Like I don't have any cooking utensils in my house.
Yeah.
Because I don't cook. I refuse to cook now.
It's every day you do it.
Yeah,
Like, the
yeah.
last thing I want to do is go and do
100%.
more, you know?
100%.
Or maybe not, but it depends. Like some people, maybe they do, some people, but I just, I can understand.
No. Yeah, I don't do
You
it.
know? But,
It's,
yeah, like the last thing I want to do is watch more commercials on TV and things because it's really, like, you know?
do you think commercials are good right now? Like the standard of commercials?
Of course, the ones I do for my clients are
Yeah,
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Standard as a whole.
Standard as a whole, I think things have changed and evolved, quite honestly, that people now, I'm not going to be that guy, be like, oh, in my age,
Yeah.
blah, 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 but in my day, people just had more time,
Yeah.
you know, and now people don't have time.
Okay.
and it's evolved at everything.
Okay.
Like you'll probably get it with your food. If your food, if they say that your food's gonna be delivered within 25 and 35 minutes, and it becomes 37 minutes later,
You get pissed.
3 minutes. What happened?
Yeah.
So people don't have that time. So they don't have
Fair.
time to watch commercials, and they have the option now, and they don't have to. You know,
Fair.
they can just skip.
Fair.
So
Fair.
I think what's happened is that it's not that the commercials have become worse, or the quality. It's not that the quality has become worse, the strategy has become different, because now all the data says you need to capture the audience in the first 3 seconds. Your product needs to be there in the first, So how does that doesn't give you time for stories to evolve? Like, I don't know if you're into movies and things like that.
Yeah, somewhat.
But have you? I mean, there's like 2001: Space Odyssey from
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick,
Yeah.
and that film now, no young kids are gonna watch
Watch it, yeah.
because the first opening is just this long, dum 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 dum.
That's the one
dum.
with no speaking, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, they're speaking throughout, but
Yeah.
well, actually, most of it is not
I think
speaking.
it's
Yeah,
most of it's not speaking. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's, but then people don't know, the first, I'm telling you, nothing happens. It's just like this, like floating, and then
Yeah.
and the music, and it goes on for a long, long time. No one's gonna watch that
Watch it.
now.
Yeah, yeah, I
If there's
agree.
not someone exploding or having sex or a joke or something like that,
True.
it's not gonna
True. True.
do me also now,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I can, I could have watched an episode of Friends or Breaking Bad in the time that it takes. So people's things have changed. So I think the quality is like, I think the strategy just changed
Fair.
mostly.
Fair,
But
fair.
yeah, I like commercials back in the day.
Nice.
Honestly, like the old Guinness commercials that you just don't. I don't know if you know those. There's some crazy good old Guinness commercials.
No, I haven't seen them.
Those for me would like the
What
ones.
what used to capture my eyes a lot were the Pepsi commercials, especially around football.
Oh, okay.
You know, the World Cup Pepsi commercials. Those
Yeah, yeah.
used to, I still remember them very clearly.
Yeah.
Nike had great commercials back
Yeah.
then. I think I agree with you.
I think they still have good commercials.
Yeah,
Those,
yeah.
like the big
It's good
brands still.
marketing. Yeah. You know, but I always wanted to ask that question, so
Thank you.
so I was
So
ready.
we could give and take. It's okay.
yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Sandwiches. Because we talk about Rascals. We haven't talked about
We didn't
Rascals.
talk
So
about
okay,
Rascals,
I left
yeah.
the best, not the
Yeah.
best to last, but like
Yeah.
the most exciting for me to last. Everything else is great, but
Yeah.
sandwiches are just so. I don't know if I want to say underrated.
No, they
but
are.
They
They
but
are.
they can be like, people just think it's just two pieces of bread and in a couple
It's
of
flavor.
There is so much there. Who comes up with the ideas for those?
One of our partners.
Okay.
We're three partners.
Yeah.
When we started off, it was Rames, Talal, and myself.
Yeah.
Talal handles brand marketing.
Mhm.
I handled operations business.
Mm-hmm.
We all handled business, but operations, business, finance, and Rames purely handled the food. So
And you just opened up a bakery as well.
we just opened.
I
a
just saw
bakery.
that because I went
Yeah.
to get a sandwich,
Yeah.
a couple of sandwiches. That's the problem with your place.
What?
Because you go there and you're like, oh, I like this one, but
You
it's
have to
not
get
breakfast.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because now and then it's like,
Did
and
you
I
try
want
the chicken breakfast muffin?
no, oh, muffin.
Try that. Yeah.
Okay, I
Just
gotta
that.
try.
I'm not gonna say anything.
But I
Just
can't,
try it.
like, I've given my feedback on it. You guys need to do earlier. You need to open up earlier because on the way to work it'll be perfect.
We're
for that.
starting at 8 soon.
7-ish, no?
That's a whole operations
We'll have
logistics
a
problem.
okay,
Yeah,
because it's like so close to my son's school, I can just go. Tick, tick,
Oh,
and then-
really?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
I'm on the other side of the Safa, so for me it's
Oh,
perfect.
perfect.
Like I said, sandwiches just underrated. Sorry, like you have like the hoagie, not the hoagie.
Yeah.
Sorry, the no, you have the hoagie
Yeah, we
bread.
have
the
hoagies,
hoagie bread,
yeah.
But the Philly cheesesteak.
The Philly cheesesteak, yeah.
That's the business.
Yeah, that's a
See,
naughty one.
You can't find the good cheesesteak here.
That's a naughty one.
Yeah.
I remember when we tried it. We made it. Rames planned it and made it, and I tried it.
Yeah.
It was so heavy for me. I was just like, I can't have more than half. I'm good, you know. But our sandwiches are very heavy, you know. In a positive way, I think they offer value for money, and you're not paying 65 dirhams for one
Bread.
piece of meat and bread.
I hate
you
that.
know. Oh, that kills me.
Dude,
Kills me.
like you get like the bread to filling ratio.
Yeah.
Like for me, like it cannot be.
Yeah.
cannot
It has to be meat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
you
The
know?
thinner the bread, the better.
Of course. And
That's
yeah, I remember trying it and I was like, whoa, this is heavy. Heavy. It was amazing, but it was heavy. And that was the last time I tried it.
Really?
Yeah, I've had it since then.
Dude, I had it the other day
Yeah.
with the new focaccia one you have.
So many people eat the sandwiches. Again, I think it goes back to that same thing where because you're in the work,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
don't
just
wanna,
don't, like, even with Matter, even with Yellow Block, like, I
You mean
just...
you don't have a subscription to Meta?
No, I don't. I eat the meals daily, to be fair.
Yeah.
One meal daily.
Yeah.
But because I'm so involved, I'm just like, I'm just going to go to Spinneys. I'm just going to go to Spinneys, get the salad bar from Spinneys, which I love. I think it solves a big problem. I live literally right opposite of Spinneys.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
it makes it
Yeah.
very easy for me.
So, like, what is your favorite food? Not from your dishes, not from your places, but like, what is your favorite cuisine or dish? Like, ultimate, just
I have a list, actually.
You
We
have a
we just
list
made a list
of your
of
ultimate foods?
like ultimate culinary cuisines.
Really?
One second. Yeah,
Tell
yeah, yeah.
me.
One second.
Let's see.
Boys. We were discussing this. Oh, this could be long. I think no, we're close. Well, it starts with Levantine food, and under Levantine food, there's Lebanese food. Oh,
Okay.
here, there we go.
Appetizers, right?
Everything. There we go.
Okay.
Lebanese, all Arabic food, Persian food, Korean, Peruvian, Japanese, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, everything else.
Okay, but you need to choose like one.
No,
from
the first one is Lebanese.
No, you have to choose something inside there.
Oh,
yeah. Like, what is your dish
okay.
from Lebanon? Wait, Lebanese
Yeah.
is your number one?
Yeah.
Because you have to, because mom's cooking.
No. I genuinely think Lebanese is probably the best food. Like, overall, the Middle East has incredible food, right?
100%.
Yeah. So overall,
Yes. Yeah.
Now, my personal preference
Yeah.
is Lebanese.
Okay.
But I think overall, the Middle East, the vast amount of different kinds of spices, different techniques, even Syrian food, slightly different from Lebanese. It has its own style,
Yeah.
right? Persian food all
Obviously
across,
the best.
There you go.
Obviously.
There you go.
No, main courses. Starters, no. Starters, there's only a couple of starters that suck. That's why I say emphasize on starters. Like, Lebanese starters blow my mind.
But
I
have
don't
you
know half
had-
them. I don't even know half the names. And they're just like, there used to be one place that I used to go to called Mum's Food in JBR.
Oh, I heard of Mom's food. Yeah.
Like, the kibbeh I had there, I've never had kibbeh better than, like, nothing like it
There you
in
go.
my life.
Yeah.
And then I used to go to an Armenian Lebanese restaurant in
Armenian
Beirut.
Lebanese food is really good.
Out of this world.
Yeah. Which one?
I'll get there.
It's okay.
Yeah, they had one here as well, in Dubai, next to Dubai Mall.
Myrik.
Myrik, exactly.
Myrik,
Myrik,
yeah.
yeah. But the one there,
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
yeah,
I'm trying to, I think people discredit Lebanese food now.
because they haven't been to Baron in Beirut. Have you been to Baron?
Yeah, insane.
Off the hook.
Insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
insane.
But it's also because Lebanese spices are we're very marketing oriented and sales oriented. So everyone has tried a Lebanese-esque flavor
Yeah,
that now it's become normal, right? So like the kebab that you would make in Iran, for example, right? Because it tastes so different, for people they're like, I love that more than Lebanese, right? But if you have that kebab every single day, or it's the most readily available, you might crave the Lebanese more. Same with the shishtawu, same with the shawarma, We're a big part of Mexican cuisine, so that's a big thing. The tacos al pastor. I don't know if you know this. Do you know the history of the taco?
no, it's just so you just give me flashbacks of just like every typical
Lebanese.
no, not Lebanese, just like Middle Eastern father where they take a claim and they're like my dad says everything is Persian and you're like the taco, which is the most Mexican thing that everyone has heard of. You're like it's Lebanese.
The taco you can open.
And
Google,
you can just
open Google right now. Wait. Open Google
Please.
right now.
No, explain. Tell me the history. Let's
the
clarify.
history of the taco was
Yeah.
there was a bunch of Lebanese migrants.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
They moved to Mexico, and they wanted to make the shawarma. Okay. And
this makes sense.
they couldn't make a shawarma. Okay. And they had the meat and they had the sikh.
Yeah.
They had that for the shawarma, but the Mexicans had basically the taco.
Yeah.
Okay, the tortilla. So they used to take the shawarma, put it in the tortilla, and that's the origins of the tacos al pastor. And now you have all these evolutions.
Wait. I've actually heard about that.
It used to be called tacos árabes. Arabic
Okay.
taco.
Okay.
I'm,
So it's not the tacos, it's
no,
just
no,
that
no.
version
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah,
taco.
you know.
Okay.
And then like our influence has come in through all that, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, so no, that's the only strong claim I have about Lebanese food, other than it's the best. But that's the only
What's
strong
your
claim.
favorite Lebanese dish then?
Ooh, uh, honestly, the shawarma. Or now, recently, I've been loving fool. Do you know what fool is?
Yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
consider that to be mostly more Egyptian, no? Or am I
There
just
is a
Egyptian
Egyptian
style?
version. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
Okay.
I've been loving fool a lot. Um,
For
there's this,
breakfast.
yeah, for breakfast.
Okay.
There's mjaddara, which also can be considered
That's the chili, is that the red?
no rice with
Oh, I see.
lentils
Uh-huh.
and like fried onions.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking maha,
hamara.
yeah, we mixed up.
Hamara,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I I forgot how varied Lebanese food was up until like a year ago, and then I'm like,
I love the twist on the on the burger.
oh, the Lebanese burger is crazy, crazy.
Do you want to explain
Yeah.
what is it?
uh,
How that came about?
fat kefta patty. So it's a fatter kefta patty. Uh, French fries, coleslaw, ketchup, obviously, and usually the bread is toasted. It's a sesame bun that's toasted. How did it come about? I have no idea. I have no idea. They probably were like, why don't we make the burger like the shawarma? And they put them both together, and then it worked out. But yeah, that was amazing. I used to only have that in Lebanon. I actually haven't had one here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
All right.
it's yeah,
So when you're not eating, what do you like to do?
relax.
Which
I
means?
do improv as in
Okay.
random. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
do
All
improv,
right.
so that's like a random thing that I do.
Does
Uh,
that not make you scared? Doesn't that, do you have no
no,
fear?
no, no,
No fear.
no. I
Being on
enjoy
stage.
it. Yeah, yeah. I enjoy it. Uh,
Okay.
I used to do drama as a kid,
Okay.
and I play music, and I play music still. So I've
What
had
instruments you play?
guitar.
Okay.
I love guitar. Um, but yeah, like improv has been the latest thing. I've been doing it for a year and a half, and my girlfriend got me into it,
Okay.
and yeah, it's amazing. It's so fun.
So if being on stage doesn't scare you, what scares you?
Ooh, ooh, that's a good one. Uh, as an act, bungee jumping, 100%, or skydiving.
Never done it though.
Never done it. Not
Don't want to
planning
do
on
it?
doing it. Not planning on doing it.
Okay.
You know.
So you're fear of heights?
No, I can look down from a building, no
Okay.
questions asked. That thought of just jumping and being free floating in the air terrifies me, and I don't see myself doing it. I probably will, but I don't see myself doing it right now.
Why? It's too much freedom for you to
I don't
because
know. I can't explain it. I know I'm terrified of it.
okay.
You know, for a while, scary movies, I just didn't enjoy them. I
As a
just
kid.
disliked them. Yeah, even up until like a year ago, I disliked them. I wouldn't say they scare me. Recently watched a horror which was incredible called The Substance, okay, with Demi Moore. Incredible movie. Uh, but I just normally dislike them. You know, I consider myself like a calmer person. I
Okay.
can be frantic, but I don't like adrenaline from external factors.
Okay.
I like to just stay calm at all times.
And in control.
Yeah, relatively in control. I know I'm not in control. I'm aware of that, and I'm happy with that.
What do you mean?
In general.
What are you not in control of?
I don't think we're in control much, to be honest.
Okay.
I think. Are we gonna get deep here?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I honestly think we're not in control of much, and I think a lot of things are outside of our hands. And yes, you can control how you are and how you react to things, but a lot of times things can go wrong. You know, like you can get into an accident every single day for the next year. Statistically, it's probably not going to happen, but it can happen, and it is what it is. You're just not in control of that. You can fall. You can break your hand while trying to be a professional football player. You know, how do you decide to react to that? And my personal rule and my personal values is, it is what it is. It's okay. Nothing's that bad. That's how I approach life.
How'd you get to that?
Stoicism.
Okay.
So, are you familiar with Stoicism?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Marcus
So,
Aurelius.
yes. So, there's a writer called Ryan Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he has the
Trust
daily.
me, I'm not lying.
The
Trust me,
ones
I'm
that
not.
I know are ego is the obstacle, ego is the enemy, and the obstacle is the way.
Mm.
So those are the two books. He also has a podcast called The Daily Stoic.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Aurelius and what's the name of the other guy?
Because Tim Ferriss talks about it as well.
Tim Ferriss also talks about it.
Yeah.
I love Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is the reason where I am today. Him and Seth Godin, a marketeer. Are you familiar with Seth Godin?
Yeah, big
So
time.
Seth Godin for me was the first book I ever read was a Seth Godin book, and that just changed my life trajectory.
Okay.
But yeah, Stoicism for me, when there was a time 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like nothing was going well.
Mm-hmm.
That changed my direction completely. I just started getting into that, starting these daily practices, started meditation. I don't meditate now, but that in itself was a big change in my mindset, and I just learned to accept it all, man. Like nothing is gonna go wrong. Worst thing is gonna happen is you're gonna die, and you won't know. You know, you won't realize that you're dead. You're already dead, potentially. We don't know. But everything else, it depends on how you'd want to deal with it. You can choose to be angry. You can choose to be annoyed. You can choose to be frustrated. Or you can say, cool, how do I solve this? My mentor also taught me a lot about that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your mentor? Or you want to what?
No, I don't mind. He is now my business partner.
Okay.
He was a client of mine for a very long time, and he was just a very good dude, and he literally used to just help me for no reason. And then when I was going through all these turmoils in my life, which were a lot, he was the one that was there a lot, and he was the one that supported me, and his only ask at that time was pass it forward. Just don't say no to anybody that asks for help. And that really shaped me as a person as well. Just be kind.
Okay. Did you have many other like mentors or role models growing up?
Role models, I actually have this random thing that I do, which is very weird. In the hobbies and things that I have, I kind of just create a character, okay? Which is, have you ever heard this statement? And this is where I got it from. And I got it from one of my mentors. You know, what would Jesus do, right? If you were in his place, what would you do? What would he do? Okay, if he was in your place. In that same mindset, let's use training as an example. When I'm in the gym, I am my favorite athlete, and I emulate what my favorite athlete would do, and I train in the same way, and I think as if I am them. I get the most of my session.
So who's your favorite athlete that you train to be like?
There's two guys. There's a guy called Bryce Lewis, who's a friend, strength athlete, and there's also a guy called Alberto Nunez. They're both very stoic in the way they train. No yelling, screaming. It's just get in, do the work, leave. You know. Again, I'm not into like high intensity training in the sense of like CrossFit, high rocks, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just not my style. So.
Fair enough.
Same with like entrepreneurship. If I was in this person's position, how am I going to act, you know?
Again, who's the...
For a while, and I can say why I stopped him, like stopped using him as a reference, Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you know why I stopped, like political reasons.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now it's like simply Seth Godin. You know, like how does Seth Godin act? How does he think? How does he operate? Because he's very human. Seth Godin feels very human. Like
and logical.
He's logical. He's humanized in the sense that you feel like you know him just by listening to his podcasts or reading his writing, his blurbs. You know, as much as I love Tim Ferriss, I still feel like him, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they're in another level that they don't feel human. They try to be human, but they're still in this other level where they're many times I would listen to Tim Ferriss on his show, and I'd be like, he says things that I just can't relate to. The way he talks, and also because he's very American,
Yeah.
that I don't relate to that as much.
Has he ever, uh, like listening to him, especially about his ayahuasca? Have you ever thought about that?
Probably not.
Yeah. I don't get it myself.
Yeah.
No
probably
judgment,
not.
but I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't personally. I don't think of stimulants. The other word for stimulants. I don't know if I can say it.
Yeah. Just we go to that. Yeah.
I personally I don't like any of those.
Okay.
I barely drink as well. So.
Okay.
So.
Just at moonlight.
Moonrise.
Moonrise. Sorry.
I don't drink at moonrise.
You don't drink?
No, I don't drink.
Okay.
My only reason to drink is if me and my girlfriend, we're gonna go have a very chill night out.
Okay.
That would be my only reason to drink. I don't like the way I feel after.
When you guys go out, who chooses where to go? The restaurant.
Normally it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, normally it's me. She chooses movies, I choose restaurants.
And are you
where to
choosing
eat.
when you choose? Are you choosing places you want to do research on, investigate?
No.
Just to
I don't do that.
No?
I don't care. I go to enjoy myself.
Okay.
I really, really don't see the industry in that way.
Okay. You don't but you don't find yourself like looking at a dish and be like, I like the way they did this here. We could have done
care.
that. You don't.
I don't.
Really?
I literally don't care. It's what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna try to apply it to myself. For me, I'm there to experience the experience.
Yeah.
If I don't like something,
Yeah.
which is very, I think I've only not liked one restaurant in Dubai. I'm normally happy with most restaurants here.
Well, we're lucky. We have good restaurants.
Yeah, we have a lot of good restaurants, right? But I'm going there to experience good food and a good atmosphere and a good experience. Why am I gonna go try to turn my business brain on?
It's not that. It's just that for myself personally, when I see a movie, I'm always like, oh, that's cool. I like the way they did that there. This is interesting kind of thing. Maybe
That's very creative. That's a very creative space.
Yeah.
When there's this photographer's term, it's like the photographer's eye.
Yeah.
Where you see now everything as a frame, right? I don't view that in the restaurant space. I'll just be like, this is great food. This is great food. This is not great food. But most of the time, I'm very easy to please. So, oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is really good. It's never going to be like, oh, this is bad. Worst case is, I liked it. I don't think I'll come back.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Do you ever wait tables in?
Did I ever? Yeah, at Rascals, the first 2 months, I was there every single day.
Yeah, you were waiting tables.
I was the one speaking to all the staff, and I was speaking to all the customers. I was handling everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Would I say waiting tables? We don't really have waiters there, right? So we were just there checking in on the customer's experience. I was there handing customers their meals and whatnot. So for the first 2 years of Matter, I was doing customer service. Okay. My phone was the customer service line.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's got to be
intense. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
How long has Matter been running for now?
So Matter had 2 phases. It used to be called Athlete, which was in 2007 till 2019. 2017 to 2019. And then Matter started January 2020, just before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great time to start.
Yeah, great business. I don't want to, for a lot of people, they were struggling, but alhamdulillah, it was the best time for us as a business.
Okay. You just touching on that, that was a bad time to open a business. Realistically. And you're very stoic. But nobody's perfect, and people will go through some shit. And you can wake up sometimes and just stub your toe and just be like,
I hate everything. Yeah.
So how do you deal with it?
If things go wrong, or in what sense?
When you're down, because you can't. I mean, unless you're completely always.
No.
Because we're not taking stimulants. You're not going to be up the whole time, and even we have dips.
Look, I do this random thing. It's kind of normal, but it's this is how I deal with it. When I'm feeling drained or in a bad place, I literally just lay in bed. And
you just sleep?
I don't sleep. I just lay in bed. I just let it all go out. You know, there's been many times in the last 2, 3 years where I just lay in bed, a couple of hours, you know, on my phone. I'm just like being mindless, let the negative energy leave, and then I'm like, cool, now I can get up. And I
Really?
just get up. Yeah, that's how I deal
So
with
like
it.
you're like scrolling through like social media and
Yeah,
stuff?
social media, watch YouTube. You know, I love YouTube, so I watch a lot of things on YouTube.
We call these wild cards. So
Sure.
you choose a can, and there's a hidden question inside.
Oh,
So choose one. Whichever one.
whichever one.
No, you should. It's yours.
Middle right.
This one here.
Yeah.
All right, let's just.
Okay. Tell a story of a disgusting habit. Amin has to guess if it's you or not.
Yeah, but it has to be a true one. And don't be like boring, like, oh, I picked my nose. Because like we still do
Okay.
that now.
You make us laugh a lot, by the way, in the
I do?
comedy shows. Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I
Thank
still
you.
remember the first time I saw you live. Yeah, yeah. I remember very, very, very clearly.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like
You should keep
being on
doing it.
stage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Good.
Before we get onto that,
Yeah.
because we're just talking about happiness, and I like that you're a happy, stoic person, and I like your mindset
Thank
of
you.
how things are. But what does happiness mean for you?
Uh, okay. Have you ever had this feeling of anxiousness where you don't know, like it's like you're sick kind of to your stomach and you don't know what's going on around?
It's called being a father.
It's called me, you know, that is the feeling I avoid at all times. That if I don't have that feeling,
Mm.
I am considered happy because then everything else is good. Okay? To me, that feeling is something that I felt for a very long time.
Okay.
Just as a side note, random side note, I guess we can segue into that. I had very high anxiety where I used to panic speaking to people. Like full on panic. Full on. You know? So I used to not be able to, like if somebody said hi to me, I'm like, you know, yeah, full on. And this was in like 2015.
And yet improv doesn't scare you at all.
No.
That's amazing.
And I'll tell you why.
Please.
I forgot where I read it. I forgot how. It's very sociopathic, to be very honest. But I made it a habit, and it's still a habit of mine, of meeting somebody new every week, two people maybe every week, all right? But I used to script the whole conversation. I used to script every single thing. And if it's somebody that I don't know and I meet them straight away, I used to have a list of questions that I would ask them just to ensure that I can take the conversation where I want it to go, to keep in control of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very sociopathic. And again, I think a lot of people do that subconsciously, but I had to practice doing that. And then it got to the point that I can now have a conversation subconsciously without having to think about that, and I can guide the conversation. And people think I'm very social.
Yeah.
You know, like I am sociable, but it's simply I have this habit that has been with me now for the last 7 years, almost 9 years. You know?
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, I still remember like it was during my masters. I was still very anxious. Like I barely had friends in like university time. I was friends with a lot of Koreans because we played football together, and that was it. Like those were like my friend groups, and I gamed online, you know.
Okay.
And because I was born here and raised here, I knew I was coming back here.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't need to put effort into making friends outside.
Yeah, because they're gonna be.
You know, I'm just leaving. Then I came back, and then I realized how awkward I was. And so I just started practicing it, you know, and I would just have a list of questions, you know. So that has led to now creating another layer of deep conversation that allows me to, you know, get to know people better.
Okay.
And very transparently, sometimes I would ask a question and it's very personal, or it feels very personal, but it's just a habit that I've just learned to do.
Okay.
That to me is just like I'm just ticking the box.
All right. What does the future hold for you?
My goal is to develop different passive income streams. Live on a beach somewhere. Potentially have a school. Small kind of school.
School for?
Yeah. Anything. You know, teach kids how to draw. Teach kids how to paint.
Okay.
How to make music. Will I achieve that? I don't know. And just live a calm life, man. Just live a calm life. So I'm going to say it. You can guess if it was me or not.
If it's you or your girlfriend, we get it. No problem.
So I grew up around a lot of Emiratis.
Okay.
And I grew up going to majlises. Are you familiar with a majlis
Yeah.
is? So I grew up around a lot of majlises.
Yeah.
And basically, when you sit in the majlis, you're eating with your hands.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So around 8-9 years ago, I just developed this habit. Okay? And I just started just playing with my feet while I was sitting down. Okay? And then I caught myself doing that.
Yeah.
And then just eating.
Okay.
Right? And it just became a thing.
Okay.
Until I realized it's fucking weird and kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
So I stopped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That to me is a very disgusting habit.
That is very disgusting.
Yeah.
Now the food, is it like a communal dish or is it just
communal. Yeah.
rice?
Rice and
So
meat. Yeah. And then you're.
Oh my God. Okay. No, that wasn't you. That's not you. I'm going to say that's not you. That was somebody else.
Why?
I'm just hoping that that's not you. Just for my own sake.
Okay, the actual story is, it's not me.
Okay.
But the actual story is, I was in a majlis.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people there. And there was an older gentleman.
Oh.
And he was playing with his feet. And then feeding us, like giving it to us, like rolling and giving it to us.
Oh, he was feeding you guys.
Yeah, and I will never, nobody said no, but I will never get that memory out of my mind.
You ate the food.
Of course. You have no choice. You can't say no. You're not going to say no.
I'm a vegan. That's it. You gotta say it.
Even if you're a vegan in Arab culture. Like my sister was vegan for a while.
Yeah.
My dad would literally be like, what do you mean you're vegan? Eat. Eat. What is vegan? But he'd just be like, eat.
Yeah. And what did she do?
No, she would not eat. But, now she's no longer vegan. I think it's like the trauma response of him saying eat. But yeah, that happened to us, and I will just never forget that story. This is a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was not my idea. My brand officer. Yes.
Thank you,
She's
brand
the
officer.
brains.
Yeah,
She's the
thank
brains
you, brand
behind it.
officer. Amazing.
We can do more. Okay, let's ask one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the white ones like different kinds of questions to the red ones?
They're all different. I have no idea. These
are
are all
differently themed.
Oh, see, I didn't even think about that.
Because the colors are even different in the writing.
Oh, I didn't see that. Goes to show how honest we are. That I don't know what you're gonna. That's why it's a real wild card. Real wild card, people.
Real wild card. Amazing answer. I have a perfect answer for this.
Of course.
So the question is,
yes.
If you could buy a childhood toy now, what would it be? My dad was the distributor of Pokemon cards. Are you familiar with Pokemon cards?
My son cannot watch this.
Yeah.
He'll go crazy.
Keyword was. Okay. And he never told us. Okay. He never told us because he did not want us to be spoiled.
Okay.
Okay. And basically, long story short, he was traveling to the US. And me and my brother were nerds, and we still are. He was like, what do you guys want from the US? I was like, there's this thing called Pokemon cards. Please, just get us a box. He had no idea what they were. He was just like, oh, okay, cool. So he went. This was in 1997 when Pokemon just started.
Yeah.
Okay. So he went there, and he started asking around. He had friends there. what is Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. They were like, it's blowing up in the US. It's so busy. It's selling a lot, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, interesting. So he got us a couple of boxes. They also became friends with somebody at some company there, which was a distribution company there. He was like, okay, I'm going to order a box, like 10,000 boxes, something like that. It was a significant number, okay? And he just took a risk. And we lived up until like a couple of years, my parents, up until a couple of years ago. Do you know Al Wasl Road?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you know where Park and Shop used to be?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, with Pizza Express was and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
lived opposite.
Okay.
Okay. So his first client
Yeah.
was Park and Shop.
Okay.
Okay. And his second client was a cinema called Metroplex.
Yeah.
Do you
Up
remember?
in- Yeah.
Okay. So one day he comes to us and he's like, hey, I think these places got Pokemon cards, you know? And he was the one selling it to them.
Yeah.
And he was getting us to buy from them because he wants to make it seem like it's very busy. And then it just blew up. Then everything, like
Yeah.
Pokemon cards went crazy in like a year and a half. And that was his first big break, Pokemon cards. Fast forward, he still didn't tell us. We only found out in 2016, 2017. Yeah. So he didn't tell us. 2015, when I came back to Dubai, and we had every single card you can think of. Like the value right now when we calculated it is like $1.2 million. Okay? Every single card you can think of. First edition Charizard, first edition Blastoise, every single card that you can think of, he was able to get them. You know? Okay. So long story short, came back, came to my house, like where my parents were. Hey, where's our Pokemon cards?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And my mom was just like, oh, I threw those. You know, simple as that. Oh, I threw those. Back then, there was no value to them. They weren't that big of a deal. Yeah, she just, Arab mom, cool. This doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my kids. It's probably useless. Chucked it away. Yeah. And a year later, he told us that he was the distributor. Well,
remember that anxiety thing?
Yeah. The toys that I would buy right now, it's not really a toy, physical toy, but Pokemon cards. It holds a very strong value to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's $1.2 million.
$1.2 million, yeah.
Well, on that note, because I think that's a very good note to end on, thank you again, Tarek Roumi, for coming. It's been a pleasure having you, and this has been the Rice Pudding Project. Thank you very much.